get it.
Okay, there we go. Hey, it's Dell Jackson, LLhoops.com. We got Bruce Bagley with us. He writes for us, the Berks Beat, and does some live streaming. We got Coach Nesby, and we got a bunch of people in the room. We've never done this before, so we're going to see how it goes. Everybody's watching. I asked everybody to be quiet. I muted some, and I don't want to mute everybody. It's like, here we go. So I'm going to start with a question with Coach Ty. Coach Ty, being from the LL here, we don't know a lot about your coaching background, so if you could share a little bit about that, and then we'll get into the season, and we'll get into how things were going.
Okay. Well, I started coaching ABA in 2005. I went 2 years of ABA, and then I went from ABA to they have youth league out in Las Vegas. So I did like 4 or 5 years there, and then I went to AAU. AAU for like over 10 years. So I got done with AAU. I learned a lot through AAU, and then I decided once my son graduated in high school, I decided I wanted to coach for high school. So I took this job, and here we go.
All right. How long have you been in Muhlenberg?
3 years.
3 years.
Yes, now, yes.
Okay, cool. Now, I'm going to ask you a couple coaching questions. Bruce, I just went back through and looked at your championship game on our site with Bruce, and he had all these clips, and it was pretty awesome. So you had 2 awesome things that happened this year, at least that I know of. One was winning the district championship game, which I was at, and the other one was getting this award. So let's go back to the award. Like, how did you learn about it? How excited were you? I mean, this is pretty cool for a Berks County guy.
Yeah, this is actually, to be honest with you, I really didn't worry too much about the award. I was mostly just focused on just trying to go as far as we can as a school, as a program, and try to build a program. The awards is just something extra that I appreciate that I got it. I don't do it for the awards, but I'm happy that they actually was watching Muhlenberg, and I'm just so excited to be able to represent Muhlenberg.
Yeah, I was watching. I didn't see your team play until the championship game, and I was so impressed the way you guys get after it, as far as the intensity on the defensive end and even on the offensive end. I mean, there was movement all over the place. How do you get your kids to play that hard? And it's not hard to get them to play hard in a championship game, but obviously you had them playing that way all season long.
Just being consistent. Like when I started from day one, I never changed on how I approach the game. Our workouts are hard. The kids get about a week off from when the season is over, and then we're right back in the gym. So the 365 days, we really be in the gym basically 365 days. So if we can, and I can tell you, most of the kids, at first it was tough for them because they had to learn a new culture, a new style of basketball. But once they got it, man, they was pumped up. They couldn't wait. Like, I had kids calling me after 2 days, telling my coach, when we gonna get back in the gym? Yeah. I'm like, the season just was over. I'm giving you a week. But they're calling me in 2 or 3 days. The guys are ready to get back in the gym. So they let me know that they starting to buy in, which is a good thing.
Nice. Success breeds success a little bit as well. Yes. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of, I hope you ride that tide for as long as you can. That's a good thing. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Bruce. He'll probably have some specific questions. He did some games with you all throughout the year, and he knows a little bit more about your team and the background than I do. Go ahead, Coach. Bruce, you're on.
Well, one of the funny things that I always say is that, I knew Ty Nesby before he was Ty Nesby. And, Ty and I go back to, when we got to know one another, we were just, hitting it up in the gym, talking basketball. And, we got together and, it came from there. It was before you were a coach. It was even before your son got to be, in high school, and you're just playing basketball, shooting hoops. We got to get to know one another. And then one day you come up to me and say, hey, my son, he's going to be at Reading High. And, And the first words out of my mouth, I said, I guess it's state title or bust. So why don't you talk about, you know, that year, and then right after that, the year, that's when you got the job at Muhlenberg. So kind of take us through those, those couple years there were pretty important years for you and your family.
Yeah, I mean, it really was, and I had a talk with we weren't going to make that move at first, but to be honest with you, Lonnie Walker called me.
Right.
He called me and I was in California at the time, and I was out there for like 2 weeks, and he was telling me that he want to talk to me when I get back in town, and I told him, okay, when I'm back in town, we'll talk. And by the time 2 weeks go by, I go back in town, I met with him, and he was talking about, the team, and he kept saying that they're missing a piece to the puzzle. And he's like, your son can be that piece. We need him, to win it. And I told him, I said, and I will make the move if you guys are trying to win the title, because I told my son that if you guys are not trying to win it all, we're wasting our time, because I'm all about giving people something they never had. And my son would tell you, the first thing that came out of my mouth was like, if you're going to go, that means you're going to go there to give these people something they never had. And that means that's a state title they never had. So my son was all in. Everybody was all in on the deal. And I wanted to make the move. I enjoy watching Reading High, to be honest with you. I miss a lot of my games to go watch Reading High games, because Birch Catholic was very boring to watch. So I couldn't entertain that. Wasn't basketball to me. So I always would go watch the Reading games. So my son going there, I knew he was going to be able to help out this team. So we went from there, and then once he went there, man, these guys played hard, ended up winning the championship, which was a great thing. And then once he left, and then I got a call that Muhlenberg is looking for a coach. I didn't know too much about Muhlenberg at the time. I did. One thing I did know that, people would treat Muhlenberg like they treat Daniel Boone.
Mm-hmm.
That I did know. So that kind of threw me, for a loop. But then at the end of the day, I told them that I love challenges. I'm a person that loves challenges, and they kept saying, you're gonna have a challenge. I said, well, sometimes what people call a challenge to me is like it's everyday life. That's what what I did and what I do every day for Muhlenberg, to me, is just normal. I feel like that's what I should do. So I took the gig, man, and ended up getting the job, and did my interview. It went well, and got the job at Muhlenberg. And first thing they asked me, how you feel about this decision? And I said, I love it. I said, all I need is access to the gym and my players, and then everybody else is get out of my way and let me work. And that was my mindset when I got the job.
Well, it's been very interesting since you started there. And this is only the end of your third year. I mean, you have taken this program, light years very quickly, and being able to cover, all of your, postseason games this year, the amazing confidence that you have in your team. Okay. In that, knowing these guys are going to be able to perform, in the moment. I mean, you played some really difficult competition, a lot of these games coming down to the final moment. How do you get to the point, with a team that you have that level of confidence that who you're bringing off the bench, and when you put in a play that those guys are going to perform?
You know what? One thing I think a coach should do is get to know his players. All right, that's number one. You got to know your players. You got to know if he's having a good night. You got to know if his mind is into the game. Is he thinking about something else? As a head coach, you got to know these things. And when I see a kid, sometimes I will have my mind set up of who I think is going to be the starting five. And I can watch kids warm up, and within that time, I'm like, well, he's not ready, and I switch up the lineup, because I watch to see who's ready, who's not ready. And I feed off that because I've been around the boys enough. But I can tell you that me and other coaches, we spend a lot of time in getting these boys prepared during the spring, summer, and fall. So I believe in my work just like the other coaches believe in their work. So when I put a kid out there, believe me, he's been in that moment before. He just haven't been during regular season, but during spring, summer, and fall, he'd already been in that situation before. People just don't know that, you know. So when I go and grab a kid and the kid come out, one thing about me, I am a coach, and my kids already know that everybody have the green light. So when kids come in, you know,
well, that's pretty clear. Watching your team play, everybody's got the green light.
everybody has the green light. That's one of my number one rules. Everybody got the green light. I feel that you can never build a kid confidence if you're sitting there screaming at him every time he make a mistake, or, you know, telling him when to pass, telling him when to dribble. I mean, you're making him robotic. It's very difficult for a kid to perform that way. So I really believe in everybody have the green light. So even if a kid from JV comes to varsity and he gets in the game, you'll see he's not going to be nervous. He's just going to play. And if he's open, he's going to take the shot. And so these kids, man, I feel that us being consistent every year, taking a week off, going hard, playing like 50 to 70 games in the spring, summer, and fall, playing all these games, I think it helped us so much to get us into regular season.
Hey, let me hop in there, Bruce. I got a question, coaching question that I'm always curious how teams set up for this championship game. I mean, I'm sitting press row and I'm talking to people, and it's like Milton Hershey, and Bruce is like, oh, no, watch what's going on here, because these guys get it up and down. They're going to score. That's not going to be holding the ball. So I want to know, Coach, from a coaching point of view, what was your mindset? What did you guys work on the day before that game? How did you approach that game to attack the Tiger?
You know, the crazy thing about it is we approach every game the same. That's not one game I don't approach different. We watch film. Sometimes I watch 2 or 3 games on that team. Once I watch the games on the team, I break the team down. What I do is I will take my JV team and I would teach my JV team their plays. So my varsity team will go against the JV team. The JV team is running our opponent plays. So our guys know exactly what they're going to do before they do it. And so that's how I approach every game. I don't cheat. I don't cheat when it comes to. I don't care if we playing Daniel Boone. I don't care if we playing whoever. I treat it exactly the same. And so I like to keep my guys' mind free. I don't like to have them going in and saying it's a championship game, so you got to worry about this. No, these guys, they woke up this morning like we woke up this morning. We shoot about 500 shots in shoot around before we get on the court. You know, with that every game we had out there, we went to a gym, to another gym, another sighting. We went up early. They did this every time. We went up early. We fed the boys. We go and we shoot. We go over their plays. We go on how we're going to play them. We go in I always feel every big game I have to put something in that the other opponent haven't seen yet. And that's something different on defense. If we're going to trap when we normally don't trap a team, then we say, okay, we're going to trap this kid. Every time he touch it, we trapping him, you know, just to throw them off, you know. And when we do that, it really throw teams off. And my kids are, I just got to give them credit. You know, I tell them, hey, if we spend probably maybe like 20, no, I'm saying more 20, probably about 30 to 40 minutes on our opponent. After that, I tell my boys, they're going to have to worry about us.
Yeah.
So I go ahead. Now we just spend time. We know what they got. We know what they can do. So we go out there and, I mean, we average 71 points a game. If we go out there and do what we do, then they're going to have to worry about us. You know, and I think what made my boys happy, and my coach will tell you, I told them, I said, if I was coaching against you guys and you guys are playing the way you playing, I said, it's going to be very hard for me to stop you guys because all you guys can shoot, y'all can pass, y'all not selfish. I said, it's hard to defend a team where you got 5 guys averaging double figure. You know, it's like, who do you stop? And then you got guys coming off the bench can shoot it just as good as the guys that start, you know. So we approach it the same. Keep their mind free.
I like that, but I'm sure your JV kids don't have 6'4" guys that are.
That's when, you know what we do is I get out there and play. My other assistant coaches, they they like my height. But we all get out there, and we go against the boys. That's what we do.
Okay. All right, well, that's fair. I mean, I was like, how in the heck do you match up with what I saw out there on the court that night? And it's like you're saying, well, we just put our JV dudes out there, and they just okay. Now I'm getting some inside secrets here. I'm sorry. All right, go ahead, Bruce. You're on, buddy.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the same. You made a great point there, Dell, to the fact that you had a bunch of guys about the same height. Okay. They went out there against teams all season, that you would think had, height advantage or whatever, but they always played well inside. Okay. And it was always pick your poison. Correct me if I'm wrong. If these guys came out and defended against the three, you just took it to the basket. And when you took it to the basket and they played back, well, then you just shot it from the three. And so it was very difficult to defend your group. The thing that always impressed me, and this goes back to any game that I've ever watched you coach, is that from one game to the next, there was no consistency in your substitution pattern. You'd bring this guy in or that guy in, and, depending on who the hot player was. I've seen more games of yours over the last 3+ years than any coach, and I've never. Who's he bringing off the bench? 6 this time.
Yes.
So you play 10 guys, and is that one of the ways that you ensure that your guys are ready to play? Because none of these guys know when they're going to be called on to go in there to have to perform.
No, they don't. They don't know. I always tell them be ready. Even my coaches that are sitting on the bench, everybody is in a different spot on the bench. Coaches just don't sit anywhere on the bench. They got their own little spot. So while they over there, they're constantly talking to the kids to let them know you need to be ready. When coach call your number, be ready. And when they go out there, they know when they're out there playing that I give them an opportunity. I give them, so they can't say I don't give them opportunity, but I tell them if you're not going to make the best of that opportunity, then I'm going to reach down to someone else. But I don't like to keep the same pattern, man. Just like how you say, man, I don't know, that's how that other coach is thinking the same way when he sit there and say, who is this kid coming up? I haven't seen this kid.
Yeah, we didn't prepare for that guy.
And that kid is going to give you 15 tonight, and that's going to be our secret weapon. You have no clue. You know what I mean? Like, I love it that way. I love it that way. It's the best. Keep everybody.
Hey, Bruce and Coach, I'm going to try something. Let's see if it works. This is going to be new. I'm going to try something. So let me know if you see what's going on here. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see.
This could be difficult.
Let me see.
We're flying the space shuttle here.
I don't think it's going to work. Wait a minute. No, I don't think it's going to work.
What, are you going to try and play a clip?
I was going to play your clip, man. That's what I was going to do, and I can't.
Well, we have some classic clips there.
Oh.
Have some classic clips. Actually, the next thing I was going to try and get into is, get into some of your players. I mean, you had some great senior leadership with Jake Stout, with Jake is going to, play at Alvernia there, and Tyler Kipp. A couple of great seniors, but talk about some of the guys that are coming back. I mean, Aaron Archie had a great season. Ruben Rodriguez was a freshman that, didn't look like a freshman out there. So talk about how you're, kind of, filling the gaps here and keeping the pipeline flowing to keep the program moving forward, even though here's the 5A district champion. And you're going from Section 1 to Section 2 of the Berks League next year, right?
Yeah.
How can that happen? No, that ain't right. No.
I like it at all. I don't. But so many people want the easy way out. I don't like the easy way out. I feel like it's only going to hurt you in the long run. Playing Reading twice, Wilson twice, Governor Mifflin twice, Exeter twice. That's huge for us. I enjoy playing them games, but, I guess it is what it is. That's out of my control. I mean, we just got to, with our non-league games, we just got to fill them up. Like this year, I'm reaching out to Chester this year, reaching out to Coatesville this year, Norristown this year. Who else? Trying to think of another team that we reached out to.
Well, there'll be a lot of teams calling you, that's for sure.
Yeah, they don't have to call me because I'm gonna call them.
Nice.
They don't have to call me. I'm calling them because I want to play them. You know, but I can tell you, like the kids that are coming up are, you know, each year, you know, I lose 7 seniors every year. Ever since I had this job, I have lost 7 seniors, and we always find ways to fill up the spots. Our guys know that nobody's spot is guaranteed. So when our kids come back, they're gonna have to work. I'm the type of person, like I told the guys, you can be a freshman, sophomore, junior, don't matter. If you're ready for it, when I call your number and you're ready, then you're gonna play. You know, and that's kind of how we roll. That's kind of like our philosophy, man. Nobody get a golden pass. Each year, each kid got to work hard to get better.
Well, and then too, you know, when I do the games, I'm sitting in the stands, and quite honestly, you know, the reverence that the fan base has for what you've done to that organization, you know, and that's the great part about it is I get to sit with the fans. I get to talk with them. It's moms, dads, just such a great fan base there in Muhlenberg. They have such great respect for you and what you've done, even from the first year you got there, you know, talking to the parents and what have you. So you've done so much there, you know, it's so much a community there in Muhlenberg, you know, in backing the program and how you're trying to permeate that through the entire school and the entire organization.
Yeah, you know what? I told my kids, man, if we got to use basketball as a way to bring everything in, then so let's do it. You know, I feel that other coaches would jump on board. You know, we tried our best to make the culture to be. I mean, if you look at our coaching staff, you know, you look at our coaching staff. I mean, we got
great group of guys. I can tell you that. I got every race on my coaching staff. You know, like it's like you have to be ready because we're preparing for the future because it is what it is, something that you can't control. We got so many kids are moving all around this county that you got to prepare yourself for that. And I think Muhlenberg did a great job by bringing myself in for the basketball because, you know, I'm all about leadership. You know, I'm all about trying to be a leader. And I feel that we try to grow young men to become leaders. And these boys have been doing very well in the school, not just on the court, but off the court. They've been doing very well. They've been carrying themselves well, doing, you know, having good grades. And, you know, we have study hall twice a week. You know, we keep it going. I try to run my program like a college program because my job is to prepare them for college. So I feel if I'm going to do that, then you got to build your program so these kids will know what hard work is. Because I feel if they can get through my workout, wherever college they go to, they're going to be okay. It won't be no surprise on if coach got them running and doing all stuff. Well, all I can tell you is make sure that when you have that 2-ball thing with Stevie Mitchell, you let me know when that goes on because I want to be there.
Not going to win. He's not going to win.
He put you on notice, man. He wants to play 2-ball with you. I saw that.
You know what, man? My dad always told me if you beat them all the time, they'll never come back. But if you let them win 1 or 2 times, they're gonna keep coming back. So I had to let them at least win. At least it's only right.
Well, I love the clips of you, you know, playing in the pros and everything. I've loved everything you've done. For me, having the opportunity to, over these last couple of years, you know, being along for the ride to see, you know, you and I get to know each other at the gym. Do you be, you know, a head coach here at Muhlenberg and then on to the 5A? Yeah, personally for me, I'm so happy for you, sir. I wish you all the success in the world. So, Dell, why don't you take us out?
Okay. We have some time. I had a couple of thoughts. The first thing I wanted to know, Coach, how many war stories do you tell your kids? Like back in the day when I was playing, this is what this guy would do, and you guys know nothing because here's what happened.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I tell little stories. I don't tell a lot. because I try to keep working on my game because they be like, oh, I tell them I didn't used to shoot. I can still shoot. So let's go shoot now. So they all want to beat me. They all want to beat me, but they can't. They can't beat me.
Oh, okay.
That's the best.
That's awesome. I had to know that. I just had to. I had to know that. Let me ask you one more thing. I got Pappy on there. Let me ask you one more thing, Coach, before we go. What's next, buddy? What's next on the horizon? I mean, I got a pretty good feel for what you're doing. I mean, I can tell that you're focused on what's going on here.
Well, my thing is, this next year is gonna be basically unfinished business. I mean, we got cut short. So, by getting cut short, my mind is already spinning on what we need to do for the summer when we get together and for the fall when we get together. But our motivation is gonna be unfinished business. Only team beat us outside the county was the coronavirus, and that's it. So that means if we come back next year, like really ready, focused. We're not going to take any team lightly. We're not going to buy down to no one. We're going to learn from our mistakes like we've been doing these last 3 years. But what's next is me personally is I want to win a state title. To be honest with you.
Nice. Hey, let's do something different because I can clip this at the end. I'm going to unmute all, and everybody can give you a clap or they can say something to you. As long as we keep it clean, I'm going to unmute everybody.
Oh my gosh!
This could get crazy.
Everybody's unmuted, so it's all free for all for right now.
Free for all, yeah! Hey,
Coach.
You the go! Way to go, Coach! Woo! We love it.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, I'm enjoying the ride also. I've been with Coach Nesby. This is my second year with the team, and it's been an experience. I'm the senior statesman on the team where the oldest coach. I tell Coach sometimes when he gets upset at me because in the heat of the game, I have to remind him, I'm old enough to be your dad. We're all. I mean, you guys hit the nail on the head. Coach Nesby has changed the atmosphere in Muhlenberg as far as the basketball program goes. My wife has friends from Muhlenberg for years, and they tell her, they love what they're seeing with the basketball program. So, any accolades that Coach Nesby receives, they're well earned. Nice. Very, very well earned. So.
Nice.
Culture of the school, not just basketball, the culture of the school.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Oh, there you go, Lori. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Clearly.
But we're all proud of him. And we're looking forward to next season and being just as successful as we were the last 2 seasons, or even more.
That's right.
Fantastic.
What's up, Lori? I didn't know you was on there, Lori. How you doing?
Look.
So who is that, Lori?
We're having a meeting here. It looks like I can only put like 10 people, and a couple of people got muted at the bottom. I'm sorry, but
only hoop heads here. Only hoop heads.
I love it.
That's all right. Now we're happy to have everybody. Welcome to LLhoops.
Well, we'll post this interview up a little bit later on tonight. If Coach could send me a picture of Coach, and that would be great. We got another guy that wants to say hi.
Is that Ruben?
Yes.
It is Ruben.
What's up? Not talking. You got to talk to get on camera.
Hey, Ruben.
Ruben is freshman.
He's got to talk to get on.
That's all right.
I see.
That's all right.
Hey, if I can, I'd just like to give a shout out to Bruce and you, Dell. What you guys do for the high school basketball is outstanding. We wish that I know I talked to Bruce during the games and saying, Bruce, how come you're not working tonight? And for some technical reasons or reasons out of his control, he's not able to do the games. But we really appreciate what you and Dell are doing for high school basketball.
Well, I can tell you too that we are going to expand our coverage next year. We're definitely going to be doing more games. We're going to be doing postseason games too. I think, a lot of the fans, want to see that. Quite honestly, Dell and I have already been talking about that over the last couple of weeks. And, we will have some postseason games. Dell and I have to talk. We're going to talk about being able to put on. Last year we did the LL championship, and we want to do the Berks championship too. So
Well, we appreciate it, guys. We really do.
Oh, there's another one. Yeah, well, it comes down to money, Pappy. I mean, that's
Well, we know that. Yeah, that's what Bruce told me.
Yeah.
That's what Bruce told me when I asked him during the season.
Yeah, well, I think this year too. I think that Dell and I will be able to make some nice announcements this year. And all we got to do is hope that we don't have both leagues like doing their championship game at the same time, and then we'll make sure that we've got both games on.
Great.
It looked like Skeet wants to say something.
Hey, Nez.
Go ahead.
Hey, what up, Jake? What up, bro?
How are you? You're lucky that no racquetball's open right now, but you know what I'm saying.
I know. I know.
No, Coach, I'm
he
proud.
is a racquetball player, that's for sure.
No, I'm proud of you, Coach. I'm proud of you. You've spoken to the kids for years, and without you, the kids won't be the men they are today. So thank you.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thank you.
I'll tell you, I can feel the love from here without even being there. It's pretty awesome. It really is. Hey,
Muhlenberg basketball is a love fest.
Yeah, thank you everybody for attending. I'm gonna end it, and we'll put those clips up tonight. But I appreciate it. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Dell.
Hey,
And
thank
Bruce,
you,
thank
guys.
you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. All right.
Congratulations.
Yep.
Appreciate it, Tyrone.
Congrats.
All righty. Thank you,
All right.
guys.
Congrats, brother.
Corey, what's happening? Okay, Jermaine, I didn't even see you on the TV.
Oh yeah, I've been here the whole time, man.
Hey, you just
I'm
talked-
just saluting you, man. You know how it is. We go way back, so good job.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, man.
In the car.
All right, it's a party.
Yeah, Corey.
Hey, bye, everybody.
Thank you guys very much.
I'm hitting the end button.
All
Goodbye.
right, see ya.
All right.
All right, see you.